Hello everyone and welcome to another What's for Dinner on WW or Weight Watchers. In this video, I'm going to be showing you what we've had for dinner this week on WW, and I'm going to be giving you my points or my personal points for all of these meals. But as always, I will have either links to any of these recipes that I've done previous videos on, where in those videos you will find the full list of instructions, ingredients, and links to my recipe builder, where you can get your personal points for all of these meals. And for those that I haven't shown previously, all of that information will be down in the description box for those as well. So let's jump in and see what we had for dinner this week. First up is Crock-Pot bean soup. I love this one because it's so easy. You just toss everything in the crock-pot, set it and forget it. You can either make this with meat, without meat. I've done it lots of different ways. This time I went ahead and added some turkey sausage into it. This starts off with a couple cups of dried beans. I'm using a bean blend here. It's got peas and lentils in it and several types of beans. And before I add these in here, I washed them and I also boiled them for about 10 minutes. And that's just to kind of get rid of some of the toxins that are in kidney beans specifically that cause some gastrointestinal issues. So that is a good step to do, is to boil your beans first, especially if you're dealing with kidney beans. So I did that and I added those in there. And then next up, I'm adding some chopped up carrots and a chopped up onion. Then I'm gonna add in some of this turkey kielbasa. I just slice that up into bite-sized pieces and toss that in there. I get that specific one from Aldi. And then I add in some chicken broth, some water, minced garlic, rosemary, thyme, paprika, and a little fresh ground black pepper. Then I go ahead and just stir all that together really well. Add a couple of bay leaves to the top, put the lid on it, set it high, and cook for about 4 to 5 hours. And sometimes it's a little longer, but until those beans are softened. And here is what it looks like when it is done. And here's dinner. That is a serving of that, which is a heaping cup. It makes about 10 heaping cups. That for me is just 2 points because beans are one of my 0-point foods. Now, if I didn't have the turkey sausage in there, this would be 0 points for me. And like I said, I will make this without meat sometimes, and then it would be a 0-point soup. But I like to add meat in there occasionally. And another one that I like to add quite a bit is ham. So I think it's worth it for a little extra points. So I had that, and I also had one of these air fryer bagels. I love these. I make these all the time and I show them all the time. But if you haven't seen the video on these, I will link that up above and down below, and you can check that out if you want to. Those for me are 4 points. So for the soup at 2 points and the bagel at 4 points, that puts my dinner for tonight at 6 points. Next up is broccoli mac and cheese. I always say I love my pasta, and this one is no exception. I also love the fact that this is a good way or easy way for me to get some broccoli or greens into my kiddo because he loves this one too. This starts with a large skillet on low-medium heat. And in that skillet, you're going to melt some light butter spread. I like that Brummel & Brown. That's typically the one I always use. And then after that is melted, you're gonna add in some onion and let that onion cook in there for about a minute or so. And then while that's cooking, you're also gonna get a large pot of water boiling, and you're gonna add in there your pasta and your broccoli and cook them both until that pasta is al dente. Back over at your onions, you're gonna add in a little bit of garlic, let that cook in there for about a minute, and then you're gonna add in some flour and you're gonna let that cook for another few minutes to get a little bit of a brown on it. Then you're gonna add in some milk, I'm using skim there, some chicken broth, and you're gonna stir all that together. And at this point, you're gonna turn your heat up, bring this mixture to a boil, and continue to stir for 5 minutes or so until this mixture is thickened like this. Then you're gonna add in a little bit of crushed black pepper. You can add salt if you want. I typically do not. There I'm adding in a little bit of Dijon mustard, and then also some low-fat cheese. you're gonna mix that together until that cheese gets nice and melted. And then you're gonna add in your cooked pasta and broccoli and stir that all together really well. Next, you're gonna take a 9x9 casserole dish, spray it with a little bit of cooking spray, and pour in your pasta mixture. You're then gonna just smooth that out in the dish. And then take some breadcrumbs, spread those evenly on the top, followed by some Parmesan cheese that you're also gonna just evenly spread on the top. Then you're going to bake this at 375 for about 20 minutes or until it looks like this. And here's dinner. That is a serving size of that, which is 1/8 of the total casserole. For me, it is 5 points. Along with that, we're also having a salad with a little bit of this Bolthouse Farms dressing on it. I'm using a point's worth of dressing, so that is gonna make my dinner total for tonight 6 points. And lastly, we had Crock-Pot cream cheese chicken chili. I love this one because I love Crock-Pot meals, and this one only has a few ingredients to it, so it's very easy to just throw together, but tastes very, very good. This starts with 2 frozen chicken breasts that I just placed on the bottom of the crock pot. Then I add in a can of black beans undrained, a can of corn undrained, and a can of rotel. Next, I add in half of a medium onion that I chopped up, a tablespoon of taco seasoning, and a package of ranch dip. Then I just kind of stir that together, and on top, add 8 ounces of a low-fat cream cheese. I cover that, set it to low, and cook for about 5 to 6 hours or until that chicken has reached an internal temp of 165. At that point, I remove the chicken and I shred it just using 2 forks, as you see here. You could shred that in the crock pot if you wanted to, but I just find it easier to do it that way. So then I just stir it back in, and this is what it looks like. Here is dinner and a serving of that, which is a cup. This makes just about 8 cups. And for me, that is 5 points. I went ahead and added a little cilantro on top for garnish and taste. And then over here, we've got some Cheddar Bay biscuits. These are 4 points a piece for me. I'm gonna just have 1 of those. So that's gonna make my dinner total 9 points. I will go ahead and link the recipe video I did on these biscuits up above and down below if you want to check those out. And that was everything that we had for dinner on WW this week. I hope maybe this video gave you guys some ideas, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you on the next one.